Such a beautiful day for some Nintendo news. Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday. Two interesting tidbits of information came out today from Nintendo. One far more interesting than the other one. We're going to start with the one that's not as interesting, and you guys can spout off about it if you'd like. Nintendo has already announced Mario Kart DLC for, get this, a Mercedes-Benz kart. Yeah, the DLC will be free. And I figured it was worth discussion because it's not about the DLC factor, it's about the fact that it's overt product placement. Now the advantage here is that it is DLC. If you don't want it in your game, you don't have to have it in your game, so they get a point for that. But it just seems odd. It's a product tie-in. I'm happy that it's free DLC that is completely optional, but if it was in the game by default, like if just one of the karts that you unlocked was a Mercedes-Benz, I would be like, wouldn't be too happy about that. It's like, you know, Mario finishing a race and being like, woo, let's drink a Pepsi, which actually might be kind of cool the first time. Anyway, the big news today is something I just read about, and then I actually tweeted it out to kind of get some early opinions from you guys, and it is so freaking positive. Like 99.9% of you were super thrilled about this. Today, Nintendo unveiled that Smash Brothers for the Wii U will be compatible with GameCube controllers. GameCube controllers on Wii U Smash Brothers. Is that exciting? The answer is yes. In fact, there's very few negatives, if any negatives, to this. People have grown up playing the Smash Brothers games with the GameCube controller. The original Smash Brothers was a really fun way to introduce the series, but things became quite competitive when Melee came out, and the GameCube controller remains a fan favorite controller to this day. It's one of my favorites. So people were obviously very excited to use it again, because even when Brawl came out, Brawl was compatible with the GameCube controller. That's what I used, because the balls were the other options. Like the classic controller just doesn't feel quite right. There's still people that got used to Wii remotes, and I don't know how you guys did it, props to you, but I wanted to use a GameCube controller. My issue is that up to this point, I have been kind of mentally preparing myself for the fact that I would be using a Wii U Pro controller, because unlike the Wii, which didn't really have a proper controller, except for the classic controller, which is not quite the same, the Wii U has a proper controller. It has the Wii U Pro controller. It has the gamepad, but obviously you can't play multiplayer games and everyone have gamepads, so they had to create something like that. So they made the Pro controller, and then they come out with this peripheral, and I'm kind of like, you know, I think the peripheral is good. I think it's a good idea. But at the same time, I'm like, you got through making this new controller, and now I'm like, do we need them? Do we need the Pro controller? I mean, wouldn't we then be able to just use the GameCube controllers on your other games? Although, this is Nintendo, so the obvious answer is not always the correct one for them. So even though it would seem obvious that we would then be able to use the GameCube controller on all of the new things that could use the gamepad or the Wii U Pro controller, they probably won't do that. They probably won't allow you to use the game. It'll probably be just for Smash Brothers or something stupid like that. There's been a lot of speculation that I've read already, people saying this could mean that the GameCube Virtual Console is coming. It could, maybe, possibly. Now, if they do that, that would be cool. That would be awesome. It'd be a step in the right direction. But we've already discussed it on the vlog before. Nintendo, their Wii U Virtual Console is already in shambles. I mean, they do not pay enough attention to something that could be their key moneymaker. It's kind of ridiculous. For most of the games that you want to play, you have to boot into the Wii mode of the Wii U and download and play your games there. It's absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. They need to bring it over to the Wii U natively. So there's a lot of problems, and even though I've praised them in the past for doing things like finally bringing over Earthbound to the Virtual Console, it needs a lot of help. So for them to immediately jump into doing GameCube Virtual Console, it seems like a stretch. Is it, you know, plausible? I guess so. They're adding Game Boy Advance games, so yeah, I guess they could do that. It remains to be seen. Now, one thing that's worth discussion is that in the image I showed earlier, you'll notice that it's a very special controller, and to be honest, if they're going to release this peripheral, you know for a fact that they're going to re-release GameCube controllers. I feel sure of it. It might be a special thing where you have to get it on Nintendo's website or the GameStop because they are so buddy-buddy with GameStop, but I feel certain that they will re-release first-party controllers, which is pretty cool. I think that's really neat. I just hope that when they do it, they release controllers with longer cords. Most of the cords that we have, I think they're like 6 to 7 feet long. Japan got a special white controller where the cable was like 10 feet long. That would be cool. Even though I have 4 Wavebirds, the Wavebirds don't work all that well. I mean, don't get me wrong, Wavebird was a cool controller. It really paved the way for a lot of the modern wireless controllers, but Wavebird doesn't, you know, stand up to 2014 conformity. I mean, the wireless controllers we have today for the 360 and the Xbox One and the PS3 and the PS4, they're all really good. And the Wavebird doesn't match that. It takes batteries. You'd have to have rechargeable batteries if you wanted to have a rechargeable controller. And all of my Wavebirds, all of them, have begun to fail. So I feel certain that they will re-release first-party controllers. Will they re-release first-party Wavebirds? Once again, remains to be seen, but a rechargeable Wavebird, a new one, with rumble, that would be pretty sweet. I don't know, a lot of speculation at this point, but let's discuss it, and you can discuss the Mercedes-Benz thing as well. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Discuss everything about the inclusion of GameCube controllers, whether you're excited or not. Personally, you know, like I said, I'm excited. It's just, I had been banking on this whole Wii U Pro controller thing, and my Wavebirds already kind of suck, so I'm going to have to use wired controllers. Maybe I'll just buy extension cables for the GameCube controllers. That might work. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? Mal's going to enjoy that sandwich. You're already halfway through it? You were starving, weren't you? You have this look of, like, sheer joy. I guess we drop down here. Can let Sully in. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, crap. Oh, that hurts.